What's going on, guys? It's me again, and we're going to talk about the next portion of our bread. Just getting a little bit of flour on my hands. So if you guys can tell, it's almost doubled, if not more, in size. I'm just letting it sit for that hour. So the next thing, what's going on, Stella? Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to punch down that dough. We're going to take it out onto our already floured work surface. We've got our scale, and we are going to weigh these out so they are all the same size, the best possible way you can do it, and have the same results each time. I'm just setting this to ounces, and we'll actually see how much this weighs, that way we can go from there. So we're sitting at almost 2 pounds worth of dough. So let's go ahead and divide it half, and then we'll work from there. So I like to do about 6 ounces of bread for a roll like this, 5 to 6. What we're going to do is we're going to take it, once we get our 6 ounces, we're going to pop it into a little bowl, roll it, and then we will set this aside with a towel over it. So it does not dry out. Okay, don't use a whole bunch of flour for this. Whenever you're doing it, make it a tougher dough. So like I said, almost perfect. 6 ounces is the dough size. And then, like I said, I like taking it, popping it into my finger, and rolling it back and forth. What's going on, Brian? Is the notifications working now? Hope so. So like I said, this is that bread we made about an hour ago. So now we are just portioning it out into 6-ounce portions for the bread. Actually, that's perfect, 6 ounces, look at that. So, it's been a while since I've made bread. The last restaurant I was at, I usually make pita almost every couple of days, 2-3 days. I'd make a big old batch of pita. It's one of my favorite things to do in the restaurant. Just making bread. I mentioned the post. If I wouldn't have gotten so deep into cooking, I might have a bakery shop or something like that. I love making bread. I don't like making a whole bunch of desserts and all that fancy stuff because it's just not me. Can't get into it. It's not a, feminine, masculine type of thing. It's just, I just don't care for it. Oh, look at that perfect 6 ounces right there. Now, we've got a little portion left over. So we'll actually divide it up equally and pop it onto these rolls. That way, nothing goes to waste. We've got 5 rolls. Let's see how much we got. And of course, 0.6 ounces, right? So like I said, I just like taking this stuff, how dare you. 0.1 and 0.1, look at that. 5 pieces all at 0.1. And then we'll just take our bread again, pop it back in there. And we'll actually start rolling these out. I like doing everything as it comes up. I don't like taking one piece off, popping it and rolling it. So you can tell I'm taking all of the little pieces of bread that we had left over. pop it on here, that way I can do every step at the same time. So now let this sit outside for an hour. So if you guys are commenting, I will look at your comments in just a little bit. Just cleaning off this flour. However, bread is very, 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 very temperamental. So I'll look at your comments and respond as I can. Now, I haven't made rolls in quite some time, so the first one's gonna be a, how do I want this, right? And then we'll go from there. And these things will proof one more time, which is raise. And then we will go from there. So let's just roll it back and forth. And then what's going on, Matt? Congratulations on the latest baby, not too long ago. So let's just roll this back and forth, and then we'll see how I like it as far as a dough, as far as a roll. So I don't want anything super big, because like I said, it is going to puff up. It is gonna double in size, so we might just pat it down just so I can pull it back out. Really go from here. So we've got our baking sheet back here with our silicone mat on there. So I think I like that shape. Might just stick with it. I'll see how it comes out when it's all said and done. See if I like it that way, or if I want to do it a little different. Not too worried about it being real flat right now, because that yeast is working. And I want to give it some character. I don't want it to look, you know, like it just came out of a bag of bread that I just bought, you know. So I don't want everything to look exactly the same. And we will score this after they've risen for about 35 to 45 minutes, maybe even closer to an hour. I haven't decided yet. So once you've added and formed and shaped your bread, you know, it's really at that point up to you how long you want to proof it. Now, you can't overproof, so there is a fine line between having, you know, not enough and too much proof time. You know, they will flatten out because the yeast will die. So we've got our oven back here preheated to our 375. And I'm going to show you guys, it's already starting to puff back up. And like I said, that yeast is in there. So just rearrange these so they've all got some space to grow. And then the next stage, don't mind my Ratatouille rag here. Got it from a friend. It's my favorite Pixar movie, obviously. So we're gonna let these hang out for about 35 to 45 minutes. Give it enough space in there to let it grow. Now, if you don't want to do it with a towel, you can do it with a piece of saran wrap. I hate saran wrap. I hate using it. I hate messing with it. So a towel works just fine. I'm not going to let these proof outside. I want them to proof in here. Now, if you want to, I make pizza dough all the time. And I like cold proofing it, which is essentially the opposite of what we're doing now. We're putting it in the fridge and letting it go for 3 days. It lets it build and grow slower. And it develops more of a bread slash beer, like smell, taste that to it. It puts a lot of that fermentation in there for a lot longer of a time, so it builds up and all that carbon dioxide makes it a very light and very airy dough. But with something like this, I don't want it to go for an extended period of time. So, but I was just telling you guys that if you ever want to make pizza dough, it's best to make it ahead and let it sit in the fridge for about 3 days is generally what I like to do. You know, I went a little bit longer, but it just didn't raise as much as I'd like. I think 3 days is that magic number. But check it out, try it out. And then we'll do a video in roughly about 3 hours. Wife should be getting off about that time. So we'll do a video on how I'm going to show you how to pick up the Italian beef portion. But while I got you here, I might as well show you what I was talking about when it comes to slicing that ground beef, or not that ground beef, I'm sorry, that ribeye. If you don't have a meat slicer, I'm going to show you guys a way to do it. So I'm going to point it down here, and this is just my little paper towel so I anchor my cutting board. This is cutting board. That way it's not going to slide on me, right? Get a little bit of this water off here. Spilled a whole bunch on the wrong side and got a little wet, but it's alright. Drop my hands. So, we've got that ribeye that we left in the freezer for just a little while. Sorry about the loud noises. So here's some of that ribeye. Now it's not frozen all the way. It's only been in there for a little over an hour. But it's going to take and make it so much easier. And I'll do it with the shitty dull knife. Right? Pop this thing to the steel. He's one of these knives I've had for well over 10 years. I usually don't use it, but I just don't feel like going to get my knife roll. I'm getting my knife. Right? So, obviously, hard, right? Same concept. So you just get them as thin as you possibly can. Tuck your fingers. But like I said, even with a dull knife, and that's what I want to show you, even with a dull knife, you can get these pieces fairly thin. Right? Obviously I don't want these things paper thin because I do want it to hold up to that steak or that bread. I want it to, not melt away. So I like getting them about, normal size thickness. Nothing too crazy. I don't really want to be able to see through it. I want it to have some texture. And you don't have to do it like this. Like I said, I know a lot of people have asked how you do it with, if your knives aren't the sharpest. And always, always, always use the fat part. That is the best portion. It's going to put a lot of that flavor. And I'm doing the fat thicker because most of that is going to melt away. And it's going to add another layer of that flavor. So, because fat stores flavor better. And like I said, this thing has been smoked. It was rubbed with just a little salt, a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, and black pepper. And that was pretty much it. And it was smoked until it hit rare. And then I let it rest for about an hour. And then after that, sliced it. And you guys saw that picture, that beautiful rare, medium rare ribeye that I posted for Father's Day. So, but like I said, I'll do another live video with and for you guys just to show you how to pick this up. And we'll talk French fries again. So, and my process for French fries. So, just wanted to show you guys how to really form, or how I was going to form, my dough for the French dips we're going to do. So everything's pretty much done. I got the au jus hanging out in the fridge that I made, and that was just beef broth and stock and some aromatics like carrots, thyme, garlic, onions, some celery, and then you just reduce it until it's reduced by half. And that's the way I like doing it. You can take it further and make it almost into a demi, which is, it's almost like jelly. And you can do it that way. The worst part about slicing this ahead of time is you gotta try it for scientific purposes. Such a phenomenal cut of meat. Got this from, sorry, my voice keeps cracking today for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Got this from Fatbacks. If you're in Deltona, hit them up. fantastic. So I got 2 more of those I gotta do. 2 more of those little black containers. They just slice. So check back later. Like I said, probably around 6 o'clock. This one's gonna be a quick video. Gonna cut some French fries with you, show you how I go about cooking them twice, because that's the best way to do it. Start low, finish hot, and then show you just how to pick this up, and a little bit of that au jus, a little bit of butter, salt, and pepper. Maybe something else, I don't know yet. But thank you again for spending some time with me. Thank you for watching both of these videos on how to make bread, how to roll the bread. And check back, share this video, share the pictures obviously, and check back a little bit later if you want to. It's 2020, do you. But come back, I'd like to talk to you guys more about this French dip sandwich. Thank you for spending some time with me as I have a